Hi there everyone, this is just a brief reminder of the movements that we looked at in today's pain management programme. So the first movement that we experimented with, sometimes called cat and cow, flexion and extension of the back. So the movement could, as we talked about, look really different on different days, but it's something about rounding through the back, opening up through the back of the body, thinking about that C shape with the spine, pausing at the point that feels helpful for today, and then when you're ready, lengthening, reaching the point where you're sitting tall, and then potentially seeing if you can open up through the front of the body. Sometimes nice to think about turning as if you're turning your face towards the sun, the warm rays of the sun, and then returning. As we said, the movement could be completed in standing or in lying, and it could be that a larger movement would look a bit different. It might be rounding much more through the back, or it could be bending forwards through the back and extending slightly more. Remembering that we're not looking to reach a particular point, we're exploring the movement and seeing what we notice about how that feels and maybe the thoughts we have about it as well. So the second movement that we looked at was rotation, and for that we thought about just moving, turning the body towards one side, just noticing where maybe different sensations arise, or we notice particular thoughts. Taking a full breath, easing back towards the centre, and then exploring what movement's available towards the other side. Might be that the right and left sides feel very different. That can be quite common. Just noticing really how it feels. And then when you're ready, we're returning to the centre. Next, we looked at a side movement, a side bend, opening up through kind of the side body. And we talked about how this movement could have the arms down towards the side, or could include an extension with the arm as well. And that there's a lot of variety with this, and we'll have a chance to look at that in more detail. But the essence of the movement is that it's about extending through one side. A point that we noticed today was that there could be a tendency to clench the jaw, to tighten through the muscles of the face with this movement. Just be helpful to check in and notice, can we hold a posture like this and still be relaxed through the rest of the body? Allowing the full breath in, a full breath out. And we can think about returning and exploring what's available on this side. What we notice when we move towards opening up through the other side of the body. And when we're ready, easing back towards the centre. And finally, we experimented with more of a moving stretch, and we looked at rotation, and we explored a continuous movement through rotation of the back. We talked about that might be possible in standing as well, and that in standing we might even get a bit of movement with the legs, or on a different day the movement might be more limited. Here, that might be more helpful, and we could explore the amount of movement we get with the hands. An option is to start exploring moving with the breath. We might move in, out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath. So these are basic movements that the body, that the spine loves to do. Flexion, extension, rotation, side flexion. And this week's all about experimenting with those movements, becoming a little more familiar with them and noticing what happens when we do those a little bit more often. So we'll look forward to hearing about what you've been doing next week. Take care.